Hello guys, welcome to day 25. Become a data scientist. Today on our K-main cluster. K-main cluster is a unsupervised learning algorithm. It is very important algorithm because they train unlabeled data set. First, I will explain how it's work, and then we go to PPT and word and so as code editor. K-mean cluster is a primary approach of unsupervised learning algorithm. It is it aim of group similar object together when similar cluster has similarity, but different cluster have a dissimilarity. The goal of cluster is they discover enhanced group of unlabeled data set into a form of cluster. And let's assume we have one data set. They are also unlabeled data set. They can find first. They can define a. They decide to first cluster number of cluster. Then we try to provide a central all the cluster, and they will again try to make them not possible. Every cluster will be center. Then they will apply to a elbow method to calculate the sum of error. They can easily find the different cluster and categorize all data as soon as possible. Let's come into screen. Or is a overview. K-mean cluster is a popular unsupervised machine learning algorithm used to group of points into cluster based on similarity. It is powerful technique widely used application. And second is fundamental of the K-mean cluster. Here also talk about the K-mean cluster work on assigning data to cluster of updating the cluster in centered util cover conversation to reach initialization. The algorithm starts by randomly select k initialize, then central and assignment. Each data to assign a closest cluster central and update the cluster central are recalculated the mean of the data point to assign to the cluster and repeatedly first and second step shown as. And second is we are also talk about elbow method to find a sum of the error. We can also method is some domain knowledge elbow method, and also you guys also read all the things. And next is initialization cluster center. The initialization position of cluster centers can initially influence the final cluster result. In server method to execute initialization randomly initialize k-means cluster and forget method. You guys also read. I also explain in previous. And next is also assigning data to a cluster. That's first we distance calculation, assign a data and cluster relation. They are also seen previous. And next will be updating cluster, which we will need or not. We can also try. We can also do this thing, and also convo convocation and stopping circular K-mean algorithm continuously iterate until reach stable state where cluster central no long changes. Maximum iteration central change threshold, no data point rearranging, so on. And application of the K means is customer sentimental image comprehensive, document clustering, and anamorphic detection, and so on. And then let's come into code editor. Sorry, docs. I also make for notes for you. You will also read. It also explain mathematically. You must be read. And let's come into code editor. Few minute giving cluster in Python. We are also assign all library to require for the KMN cluster. Here is a dataset I use to KMN cluster. Name, age, and income. We are also find the person can buy, afford or not affordable. And you can load dataset is helping by read CSV, and you can easily see the cluster, the different the dataset have a different cluster and different cluster. We can also say we can call a cluster with three cluster, and you will also see the prediction. They are also assigned the value also 5. They can easily affordable, then they cannot assign affordable. You can also see they can scale the income and age, and then they easily cluster of the data set, and you can also see then. So we are also talk about elbow method. They also like a sum of the square error. You can also see, and so on. Today I learned. See you next day. You guys also like, share, and subscribe.